Hey y'all, today I'm sharing all the different things that I do whenever I deep clean my living room. This is kind of like the flylady zone cleaning. I just kind of revised it to work for me. A lot of people do spring cleaning, but I am so busy in the springtime with the garden that this just works out a lot better if I do it either in the summer or the fall. I really like to do it in the fall before the holidays, so that's what we're doing. And I am pretty particular about things. I basically go around and clean every surface, and my family laughs at me because I even wipe the ceiling. We have those horrible popcorn ceilings, and I found that the best thing to do is to use a mop with the fan and everything. There's like dust that gets up there and it bothers me. So I do that, and I also use the mop to wipe the walls down. It's kind of like a basic wipe, and then I go through and kind of spot mop with like where the mop didn't get. So that's like the first thing that I always start with. I also work on the fan too, and if the best thing I think probably to do is to use the vacuum cleaner. I was just showing another option today. Another thing that works great is to use a pillowcase, and that way it kind of collects all of the dust in the pillowcase rather than it falling all on the floor. So that works good too, but I think I like the vacuum cleaner a lot better. And the cleaner that I'm using is my Shine Juice. I would have preferred to use this other cleaner that I use. I did a video on it. Unfortunately, it had broke, and I'm going to be using it later on in the video whenever I have it. But this stuff is amazing. It really helps with like mildew and things like that, and we have issues with that where we're at. It is so humid, so I really like to use that whenever I'm cleaning. So next time I will be using that for sure. But this works well too. It really does add a shine with the one that I'm using here, the Shine Juice. That's why I called it that, because it makes everything so nice and sparkly and shiny, but the other one helps more with mildew, and it's kind of like better in the long run. Also, while I'm cleaning the walls, I like to wipe down like the light switches and the outlets and things like that I can get to. I basically get to everything that I can without moving furniture first. And then I also move on to the door. I really wished I would have got a closer look at this, and this before and after was amazing. Hopefully you'll be able to tell in the video, but there was a lot of mildew that had built up around the edge of the door, and it was so, like night and day. Like, it is so much whiter, and it got so much mildew off. I had to get a magic eraser. I can't remember at the moment what that is called. You can buy them in bulk. I did this years ago. I got like over 100 of them for like $5. They're not quite that cheap anymore, but they're still a lot cheaper than just buying them in the store. I will try and remember to leave a link in the description to that, as well as my Shine Juice and the other cleaner that I use, and any other products that I mention. I will try and leave links, and if I forget, y'all just leave a comment down below and let me know, and I will come back and do that because I'm really forgetful. So this door turned out amazing. I really do need to repaint it. It's starting to have issues with rust in a few spots, but that is on the project list. It's not on the deep clean list. So that is what we're working on, but it turned out so good. I was so happy with that. I really do wish I would have got better pictures of that because it was a big difference, and that rag was really dirty. Now we are on to my most dreaded task. I don't know why, but I really despise doing this bookcase. I guess because there are so many little things that need to be tackled and washed, and they're also delicate, and I have to be careful. And I am a very clumsy person, and I tend to break things, so I guess maybe it's stressful too, but I really dread doing this. And this bookcase usually takes me somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours to go all the way from top to bottom, wiping everything, cleaning everything. So it is a really big project. I've kind of started doing it shelf by shelf just to try and like mentally make it easier for myself, but it is a lot, and we're kind of going through, and there's like I think one or two things that we had recently got at the what was it? And I think it was the secondhand store, like the thrift store, that we decided to declutter, but I think everything else we're pretty much keeping. I also like to do that whenever I'm going through trying to declutter. Usually there's not a lot, but I try and find things here and there. My husband didn't really care for the little clock that I had got, and it actually didn't even work, so we just decided to go ahead and donate it back. But he has lots of little trinkets and special things. This is mostly his things, so maybe that adds to the stress a bit because I don't want to break any of his things. But the top few shelves are like all his little special gemstones. He's really into that, and carvings and those types of things. I have a lot of the books, and that's all my section. So I have some really cool old books too that I'm gonna share. I can't remember exactly how old it is. I think it's from the 1800s. I had found that at a what was it, an estate sale? That's what it was. And I think I got it for like next to nothing, but it was really cool, an old educator manual book, and it's so neat. So I was really excited to find that, and I've kind of collected a few older books. I just kind of like the way that they look. I don't have much. I just have a little. Actually have used that with homeschool before too. I like some of those. They work really good, especially kind of like the literature books. I find that they are really good. So I do have some of those, and that's basically my collection of like vintage, I guess, books. So I just keep small collections because I don't think I have said this before if you're new here, but we are in a very small home. We live in a single wide trailer, and it is like 700 and something, like 703, I want to say, square feet. It's really small, and there's 4 of us that live here, so we have to keep our things to a minimum. I even have started getting back into books. I'm sure you'll see that I am wearing headphones on some of this. So I have decided that that's going to be my new hobby. I'm going to do audiobooks, and it's clutter free. So that's nice. It's free because it's through the library app. And sometimes you can also find those on YouTube, which is really cool because I was going to get them on the library and it was going to be 6 months, but I could find them on YouTube. So that was nice. Also, I know a lot of people who read audiobooks, they buy the books anyways and they call them their shelf trophies. Well, I do not have the space for that. I was needing like a cheap, clutter-free hobby. So I decided that instead of doing that, I'm just going to make a book journal, and I started doing it digitally too. So that was really fun. I've really been enjoying that. So I can like save as many quotes from the book as I want. So I'm not like restricted to just a few pages, and I've really been having a lot of fun with that. So that is my new clutter-free, I guess completely free hobby. Also, I keep a lot of binders. I had taken herbal classes before, and I had to like print out all of that information. So several of those big binders are all of the herbal class information. Some of the binders are just other information that I wanted to save. I try and categorize it a little bit. A lot of them are recipe books that I save with recipes because that is another hobby that I have. I like to try new recipes, so several of those are that. I also have like photo albums. I did that, and those are also all in binders separated by years. So I have a lot of that, and I keep them all right here on this bookcase. So this bookcase has a lot. It's kind of like our special bookcase to hold all of our memories and kind of little special trinkets and keepsakes. Now we're on to the floor, and that plant made a really big mess. So I had to get all of that cleaned up, and what I like to do is I like to vacuum as good as I can, and then I'll go through and like hand mop the floor in like little sections. I find that's really easy, so I go through and hand mop as much as possible. And also, after I got done with that, before I put all of the vacuum parts back, I'd seen that they were really dusty too. I don't know that I have done this since I bought it, so we are going to go ahead and do that. And this little vacuum, I guess it's kind of old. It's a Kirby vacuum. Robert got it at an auction for $2, and it came with all of these attachments, and it has been absolutely amazing. I was going through vacuum cleaners every 6 months, and since I've had this, let's see, I'm trying to remember how many years I've had this. Multiple years, probably 4 or 5 years. Probably at least. So even though it's older, it has worked amazing, and we have saved so much money by not going with the cheaper brands. I was trying to remember what they were. I think it was like Dirt Devil and Hoover, those types of vacuums. They were only lasting me that amount of time, and this one has lasted for years and years for only $2. So that was a really good buy, and I'm just going to try and keep it clean here too. Robert's pretty good about changing the roller whenever I need to. He had done that earlier in the year, but that's really all you have to do with these vacuums generally, is just change the rollers and the belts and things like that. So they're really simple. They are a little bit heavier to do and to lug around, but for me it's worth it to not have to completely buy new ones every 6 months. And also, I did not know this. I've always wanted the Dysons. Everybody talks about the Dysons, and I had seen a video of a girl was showing that she had this spot on her thumb and knew of other women that had this spot on her thumb from the Dysons because all the weight of the machine rests on their thumb. And I was like, oh wow, I do not think I want a Dyson. So I guess that one that I had for the Dyson is completely gone now. Now we're on to the gun cabinet and just taking everything off and wiping everything with it. And there is a really funny story about that cute little light colored Highland cow there. The local news station was having a giveaway where they were giving away, they called them yaks because of the new weatherman Todd Jacobian. We're actually a really big fan of his and we like him so much. But they had this giveaway and I actually won it, but you had to go all the way into Little Rock to get it. And Robert's like, I am not going there. So he's like, just order it. So we found it and ordered the same thing off of Amazon and got that. So instead of having to go all the way to Little Rock and spend all the gas money to go to do that, we just decided to do that and it ended up a lot cheaper and it was kind of fun to get that. It was really fun too because you could like style its hair and stuff and we had a lot of fun doing that. We decided the side swoop was the way to go. So that's what we did and I have been so loving that. I really love Highland cows and had absolutely nothing of that. So this is my cute little Highland cow or yak, whatever you want to call it. Now we're on to the TV and the TV cabinet and all that, and there's even more little trinkets that I have to be really careful for, as well as like TV boxes and things like that. So I'm trying to be careful here, but yet still clean it. So we're working through all of that, and I really, really wanted to move it and clean behind it, but Robert said he is not breaking his back. So not this year. Some years we do that and some years we don't, but I prefer to do that, but he wasn't up for it. So I can't move it by myself. It is just way too heavy. Also, you will see where we are cleaning next to the TV cabinet. I've got plants there and we've got our little cannon and all that, and my little unhelpful helper decided to come because he does not like the vacuum cleaner. You will see his appearance several times whenever the vacuum cleaner is involved. He's quite funny and does not like it at all. But we got all of that cleaned up. And then we're going to move on to another section where like the heater is and the plants are, and we're going to clean behind it with the walls because I can move that. And I know some of the things like look bad in our house, like the outlet. We also have plywood. These are all projects that are on the list that we just have not got to yet, but we will eventually. One of these days they will all eventually get done, but just have to take things slowly. And then after I do that, I start cleaning around the window. I like to vacuum the windowsill and clean the walls behind everything. And I think we're going to show here in just a minute all the different things that we're going to try with the window. And also, Robert's figured out how to take the mobile home windows out that we just learned a few years ago, so he's going to share that as well.
Alright, so if you got these kind of mobile home windows, to get the front one out or the bottom one out, just open the things, pull it forward
Gently, just a little bit.
then come down at an angle, and there you go. It comes out.
Yeah.
And then to put it back in, just do the reverse. Put it in at a slight angle,
All gently too, because them things are just plastic.
and then there you go. Now, get this one out.
We just learned this a year or so ago.
Well, it's been more than a year, a few years ago. We see these little things that are sticking here. I wondered what these were when I was trying to put an air conditioner in the window. So I pushed on one day. And it comes off just like that. It's just a little clip. There's one on each side. And they may be right here together. They may be one's over here and one's in the middle. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to where they put them.
They're movable.
Yeah. So you just set them aside.
And very carefully.
You just lift up just a little bit on this window.
Yeah, and these little things can move too and make it a little tricky.
Yeah.
Do you need a screwdriver?
I just don't have enough strength in my hand because of my finger. Yeah, just give me a screwdriver.
Okay.
I'll hold the phone. And so it may just you just put it in the little gap there, and dry up
Gently.
gently.
And carefully, because this is glass. And carefully.
This one just hadn't been out in a long time, so it's stuck. So you just pull it out, just like that.
And there you go. And then you
There
can
you
get
go.
to this inside bit, which I never can reach.
Right.
So it makes it super easy. And we're also going to try and add something else in there in a little bit too. But we're going to clean it first.
But these windows here, they don't come out.
Yeah.
This whole thing has to come out as one unit, and you do it from the outside. So
Right.
you can't do anything here.
Yeah. Basically, you clean it this part from the inside and the other part from the outside.
Right,
That's the
'cause-
best you can do.
Because this one you can raise it up, but it doesn't move side to side where you can take it out or anything like that. It's permanently affixed in its track.
But we never could get to this for the longest time, and now we
Yeah.
know. And that's the trick.
Yeah.
Since this is a little bit more work to get the window all apart to where I can reach everything, I'm going through and getting everything really good and clean. I'm actually double cleaning everything. I'm trying to scrub it and clean it as best as I can. I'm even going to go outside and use my mop to clean the window outside. And I also do this later. I completely forgot to do the other window on the other side. I do that later, and it made a huge difference. It was really, really dirty. I don't know when the last time was that I did that, but I really was happy with how nice and clean it is. It's going to be a little bit of trouble. I'm going to have to get the ladder out to do the one in the kitchen, but we're not there yet. That's for another day. But I was really glad to be able to get all the ones in the living room nice and clean, inside and out. Okay, so we are going to try something new to put in between the glass here because we have an issue with fog and condensation building up in there. So we're going to try this stuff. It's called Never Fog, and it says to be really careful to not get it in your eyes or skin or anything like that. So I'm wearing gloves, and hopefully the smell is not too bad. I'm concerned about this because it also says to do in a well-ventilated area. So we'll see how bad this is. Hopefully it's not too bad, but we're just going to apply it on the outside of this window and on the inside of the other window. So here we go. Oh my, it is quite strong. Okay, maybe I can survive. It is very strong. It's a pretty big towel though, so that's good. And we'll just try and put it on here. Hopefully it doesn't leave like a big film or anything. Okay, there's one. Sorry, plant.
Says you put it on, allow it to dry and then buff it.
Yeah, I think you do that if it leaves a film or something. Maybe it won't leave a film. We'll get lucky, hopefully. Am I doing the right side of this one? I think I'm doing the opposite side of this one, aren't I?
No, I think you're doing the right side.
Am I? Okay. Well, it's not killing me so far. I can still breathe, so that's good. There are certain ones, though, that I cannot handle, so. But this one's doing okay so far. I was really worried about that. Alright, so we'll get this one. And then I guess we will let it dry and see if we need to buff it off. We'll look at the other one and see if it's dry yet. Not yet, but it's getting there. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, these ones are dry now, so we're gonna buff it off because it did leave a little bit of a film. So we're gonna give this a try. Hopefully it's dry anyways. Do you think it is?
Yeah, it looks like it's dry.
It looks like it, but I'm not sure. It's kind of leaving a weird film. I don't know if that's gonna go away. What do you think?
Try the other side of the towel. Yeah, it's going away.
Maybe up and down motions, not side to side motions, not
There you go.
circular motions. Yeah, it doesn't like the circular motions. That's much better. So no circular motions. Alright, we'll get this one too. And I don't know how long this will last. Hopefully it'll last a good long time. A year or so, that'd be great. There we go. So we'll get this one. And then, let's see, back this one. We'll get this one too.
You can use this on your mirrors. You can use this.
Yeah, I just went and did it in the bathroom mirror too.
You can use this on like your
I can't see if that's...
glasses. It also helps resist streaking, smudges, and fingerprints.
I don't know that I believe that right now.
But you can use it basically on anything. You can anything that's glass or plastic that's clear.
Alright,
I think you need to go over that one again.
I know, it does not like it. Ah! Okay.
Change to a different part of the towel.
It's hard to see too. I don't have the best light with this one. I'm losing my daylight. The time change. I don't like it. What do you think? Good now?
Yeah, I think the rest of it's on the other side.
There shouldn't be any on the other side.
Well, maybe it is on that side.
I only did the one side. I think that's okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. Now we gotta do this one. Hopefully I got the right side of this one. Did it this way. Hopefully I did the right one. I was unsure.
If not, we can do it again.
I guess so. Alright, I think that's probably okay.
More on this side over here. There you go, like that.
Looks okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna put this back in here. Oh, woo! That just came right off, and that looks really bad. Man, that really does leave a film on it.
I think you should get a clean towel.
Will you go get one for me, please? Thank you.
Yeah, that's making a big difference.
Okay, so multiple towels. Does it look okay? You see anywhere? It's hard to see with the light. Yay, nay, I don't know.
Yeah, I can see a tiny bit of haze, but I know that it's all going to go away.
Yeah, I don't know that I like that because I like the window to be nice and clear. Well, we done it now, so we're going to have to stick with it for a while anyways. See if I can get this in here correctly. Does that look right? I think I did the opposite end, or the opposite side I should have done. I really do. I told you I thought it was the other way.
No, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay, but this isn't the finished side.
Oh, I see.
See, that's why I was saying I don't think this is the right side. Can we take it out? Oh no, we can't take out the bottom one. Well, we'll just let it be. It just won't be finished. Or is that going to make it harder to get out?
It shouldn't work it in.
Good Lord! I don't know what to do. What did we do? Is it because it's the wrong way? Ah, get the thing and do this side and flip it around, or? We'll just leave it for now. If it bothers me, I can change it later.
So you just take these clips, and there's a little lip on the other side of the window.
I need to go get the phone soon.
Yeah, maybe we'd have to do the outside, just the loop's not on it.
Yeah. It really leaves a horrible haze on it too.
We're gonna have to do the outside.
Alright. Oh, that decided to stay.
It's fine.
I'll just take it. Okay.
I don't want it to cut. Alright, so do this side.
Okay. I won't film that. It's too boring. Alright, this one's dry and we're going to try this again. Okay,
Alright, so now we're gonna put it back in.
the right way.
Put it back in its groove. Push it up. Usually it's better if you have two people, but sit
I'm
it
being
in
in
there
the
and it'll
middle.
sit in its groove. It'll sit in the groove in there. And you just take these little clips. They look just like this.
It's not wanting to focus on them. There you go. Yeah, just like that.
And then this part hooks on the back side, and this part hooks on the front side. So you hook it on the,
I can't. I don't know if I
there's a
can.
little ledge there that you hook it on.
Hey, we got it.
And
Then we
then
come to the front.
what you do is you push, and they snap and hold it in place. And do the same thing with the other one. Find the little ledge, and then there you go.
And that's all sorted.
Tame your plant.
Oh,
Down, Karen! Get down! Get down, Karen!
okay.
There we go.
All sorted.
And we'll see if it fogs up.
Yeah. Hopefully it works. Now I'm moving on to the tables and cleaning those. I recently showed these in a auction haul video that we did. We'll show all of that and I can try and link that too. But my computer had left marks all over this table and I was looking, I used the magic eraser again and I had to take a break to go tend to the bread and I went and looked it up and it's called a melamine sponge. So if you look for that on Amazon, you can find, I was looking it up right now, they have a 100-pack for $6.98, but you also have to pay delivery on that one. But maybe you can find it cheaper. I'll try and go through and find the cheapest one for you there. But I was going through and cleaning that. I didn't have to clean the drawer, just had to fix a few cords because the editor was so nice and organized that for me. And I'm trying my best to keep that nice and clean. And I just kind of wipe down behind it as best as I can too. Now we're moving on to the couch and my unhelpful helper is back again. He was not happy about me vacuuming the couch and I'm going to take off the cushions and all of that. And as you can see, we need a new couch too, but that is on the list as well. We have not found one of those. Plus we don't have anything to haul, anything like that. And we moved the couch and I vacuumed under it and there was a lot of stuff under there. The little dog had shoved all kinds of stuffing and other things back there. So I'm going to get all of that vacuumed up and then after I get it all vacuumed up, I'm going to go through and just hand mop it too. I like to do that a lot in these smaller sections. And as again, like I said, you can see the plywood and even though our house is imperfect and we still have projects to do, I still like to try and keep it clean. I think even if your house isn't perfect, clean really does make a difference. after I moved the couch back, there was some stuffing that was still on the carpet, so I decided to go ahead and vacuum that, and I knew my unhelpful helper was not going to be good here, so I just decided to put him in custody. He was held the whole time until I got done with that, and now we're gonna go ahead and work on cleaning the couch. Now that the floors are clean, we don't have to worry about getting our pants all dirty. So what I do to clean the couch, and mine is a microfiber couch cloth, that's the texture it is. I've been doing this for years and years, and it has worked really great. What I do is I get a big bowl of hot water, and I put about an eighth of a cup of my laundry detergent. I recently redid that video. I'll try and leave that in the link down below as well. And I just make sure it's all mixed together really well. And I use these I think it's called bar cloths bar mops. I got them at Walmart, and I clean the couch with those two things. And I used to just do this with rags, and it worked really good, but it really, really comes clean whenever you use these bar claws. I don't know what it is about it. And it also, what I do is I go through and I clean it all, and sometimes I have to scrub certain areas a little bit more, but it cleans really, really good. And then what I do after that is I will take a dry one and I will go over it and clean it, and it gets even more dirty stuff off, and it also helps it to dry faster. And I have been doing this for several years, and it works great. To me, it makes the couch look almost brand new, and I've used it on our recliners and things like that too, and it really does make a big difference. And especially if you have pets, it really does help clean. It really helps bring all of those stains out. Like, it's insane the amount of stains and dirt and things that I have got out of it. I have been super happy about doing this, and I generally do this at least once a year. Whenever we had more pets, I used to do it more often, but now with just a little dog, we pretty much only have to do it about once a year. Now we're on to behind the recliners, and this is the negative of living in a tiny house. You have to find spaces to stash things and especially big things are really, really hard to store. So that's kind of the solution that we've came up with, is to store the stuff back here. I try and hide it as best as I can with the recliners, and then I have the long trailing plants go there, so I do my best with that. In our auction video, we had recently got it, we call it the upside down machine, but it's an inversion table. We had got that, and we thought that it would help with some of the family members' back issues, but it really didn't seem to help. So we are going to also declutter this. We are going to take this to one of the auctions and sell it there whenever they have that again. That's what we've decided we're going to do. So yet another thing to declutter, and that is going to be so nice because my recliner sometimes hits it, and it's big and bulky and way too big for the space that we have. And I store like all of my exercise equipment back here, a little card table, the generator. We had bought that years ago whenever we had lost power for like 2 weeks and it was really expensive, and we don't want it to get ruined outside with our humidity and everything, so we just keep it inside. It's no big deal. So we're gonna get all of that cleaned, and I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna be able to air up my exercise ball. I really want to do that. And a funny thing, I have been banned from the roller ball or that roller wheel. I recently did that, and I did not have anyone spotting me, and it turned and I landed on my back with it sideways. That was quite painful, but I've now been banned from that, so I'm like, okay, I think I need to try and work on getting the roller ball done and aired up, and I don't know if I can store it anywhere too. And also that like pokey neck thing, that I had got that at a thrift store to try that, and that didn't work really well, so that's going to get donated as well. And I'm going to go ahead and clean the walls and the floor, and also this other bookcase. This is where I store extra paper and all of my like bullet journal, notebooks, those types of things. I store all of that there. We have like the phone and the internet and all of that stuff stored there. It works out pretty good. Some things are kind of hard to get to. It wasn't so bad until we had that inversion table, and it sticks out so far now. It's kind of hard to get to it now, but I think once we declutter that and sell that, it will be a lot easier. But this is this is like the best solution that I can come up with. But we get that all cleaned and nice and vacuumed, and where the recliners were and everything too. The next big project we need to do is to wash all of the plants. As you can tell, they are super dirty, and I cannot believe they are already this dirty. I did this whenever I had just started getting sick. I probably shouldn't have, but I think that was the end of August, beginning of September, and they're already this dirty. I think whenever I filmed this was like the first week of November, and I could not believe that they were already this dirty. But what I do whenever I want to clean all the leaves, I find that the easiest thing to do is to just put them all in the bathtub, and we have a shower filter anyways for us. So I just be sure and use the shower filter and wash them all off, making sure to get the sides, the underneath, everything. And I also go ahead and just water them too while I'm at it, just to kind of save myself a little bit of time. And I let them sit in there for at least 15 minutes, and then I shake them and get as much water off as I can, and then bring them all back. So I found that is the best thing to do, but it takes me several trips. I have a lot of plants, and I just bought a new one. This one had caught my eye, and I don't even remember what it was. I still haven't even looked up what it is, but it's really pretty. It may not live. It kind of had some brown bits on it, but it was on clearance for just a couple bucks, and I was like, this thing caught my eye, and I have been trying not to spend money, trying to be good, but it caught my eye, and it was just a few dollars, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it. I'm glad I did, but I have yet to figure out where I'm gonna put it or pot it or anything like that. It's still sitting in the floor. But I'm really happy to have that, and I love all these plants. And another thing I am super excited about is there is a Christmas cactus here. I have killed every cactus I've had before. This Christmas cactus I have kept alive for over a year. I have never had one that has lived this long, so I am so proud of myself for keeping that alive. Hopefully I will do better, and I can have even more plants, more succulent type plants that I can never seem to keep alive. Now that I've got the throws all washed, we're going to add that to the recliner and the couch. I keep these mostly where the dog likes to sit. That way it stays just a little bit cleaner, and I wash them every week, and I just went ahead and washed them again just to, like I said, to make my life easier. This week was a lot easier with my weekly home blessing hour. I didn't have to water the plants or do that, so that was really nice. So now we're going to move on to Robert's table. He kind of told me what he wanted me to do, so I didn't like get rid of anything he didn't want me to. He kind of told me what he wanted me to do with everything. So we had also got this piece of furniture in that auction video as well, and he has been loving it, loving having the little drawers and stuff, and he's been really good about keeping it a lot cleaner. Things are not piling up quite as bad, even though he had a few tools, but he was just doing that the other day. So I got all the tools taken care of, and there was a little bit of trash and things like that, and got it all wiped down, and I was actually able to use my favorite cleaner here. I was so glad to be able to get that. And after that, we are just going to do a really, really good vacuum. Like I usually do this every week anyways, but I go a little slower whenever I do it like this, and I take my time and go on every which way. Like I go north and south, east and west, and switch it up too. So I really get the vacuum good. And then I also go around with the hose attachment and make sure I get anything there. Like I don't think I got it on this clip, but I know whenever I did my cleaning on the weekly cleaning, I moved all of his shoes, and I vacuumed inside them to make sure there's no spiders or anything like that, and also vacuumed the floor too. Speaking of that, have y'all had issues with brown recluse spiders? We have never had issues with that, and this year we have had quite a few, and I've been so worried. I've been vacuuming the shoes like crazy because I don't want anything like that to happen, but we have had that. I'm curious if anybody else had. I don't know if it's just because we've been here for a while or what. It's not new, but it's really strange. And unfortunately my dad was even bit by one this year, so I'm extra extra careful about that. He healed everything and did really, really good, but they did have to go cut stuff out, but he's doing good now. But I've been super paranoid about that, I guess, because I cannot believe how many we've had, and also that just with everything going on, it's kind of scary. So that is pretty much everything that I like to do to deep clean our living room. I would eventually like to move the rug, and I usually do that, but Robert said he wasn't breaking his back with either the TV cabinet or that, so that will have to wait another year. But the vacuum cleaner does great. and it really isn't that dirty whenever I clean that anyways usually. So this is everything that I do. I hope that y'all found this helpful, and I hope I had a few tips. I'll try and leave all of those links down in the description below. If I forget anything, again, just leave a comment and let me know. It's kind of fun to do a little bit of body doubling too. I know that helps some people with cleaning, so hopefully y'all found this helpful. Thank y'all all so much for watching. Oh, and also, if y'all would please hit the subscribe button. We are so close. Like, I think we're less than 30 subscribers away from reaching 3,000 subscribers. I cannot believe that. Thank y'all all so much for all of the support. I really, really appreciate that, and it would be really cool if we can hit that. So thank y'all all so much for watching and spending your time with me, and I just appreciate y'all so very much. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.